The checkpoint is presented by GM Pharma, the first international multinational pharmaceutical company in Georgia. GM Pharma, to serve those who need it most.
Meanwhile, Georgia is in the spotlight globally, and that's mainly because of the UN World Tourism Organization 24th General Assembly in Madrid, Spain. The General Assembly has brought together more than 1,000 delegates from 135 countries last week. Coming together for the 24th General Assembly in Madrid, Spain, members from every global region approved the organization's program of work and endorsed key initiatives designed to build a more resilient, inclusive and sustainable tourism.
Opening the General Assembly, Secretary General Zurab Pololikashvili cited the spirit of solidarity and determination that has defined tourism's response to an unprecedented crisis. In presenting his report to members, he made clear how a focus on collaboration and harmonization of protocols, political advocacy, and securing financial support for tourism have helped the sector mitigate the impacts of the pandemic and laid the foundations for tourism restart in many parts of the country. In every global region, the pandemic has made clear the importance of our sector for economic growth, for jobs and trade, and for protecting natural and cultural heritage. We must make the most of this opportunity to transform goodwill into concrete support.
Yes, emphasizing the significance of the General Assembly as well as UNWTO's elevated stature within the global agenda, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres welcomed delegates and called for them to work together for a green, inclusive, sustainable future.
Countries dependent on tourism have seen their revenues drop, with livelihoods badly affected. For economies reliant on tourism, particularly those with large informal sectors and those impacted by the climate crisis, this is an economic catastrophe. As we restart and recover from the pandemic, WTO has a key role in rethinking tourism and its interaction with societies, economies, and our natural resources and ecosystems. That means green tourism with high-emitting sectors including air and sea transport aiming for carbon neutrality. It means inclusive tourism that benefits marginalized communities and contributes to gender equality and intercultural understanding. And it means sustainable tourism, which builds resilience, protects our planet, and delivers on the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development.
The United Nations Secretary General's words of support were echoed by the representatives of key international organizations. Alongside receiving an update on World Tourism Organization activities since the last General Assembly 2 years ago, members also benefited from a comprehensive overview of the latest tourism trends as indicated by this organization's latest data, as well as an updated overview of restrictions of travel worldwide.
A number of initiatives that would enable us to safely reopen our economies and societies. From the activation of the Global Tourism Crisis Committee and close cooperation with the WHO to the global guidelines for safe tourism services, the UN system, and in particular Secretary General Pololikashvili, has played a key role in helping the tourism sector recover. We will continue our efforts working closely with the UNWTO and other international partners to ensure interoperability with other COVID certificates and facilitate safe travel inside and outside our borders.
From the floor of the Assembly, members from different global regions expressed their solidarity with countries impacted by the continued imposition of travel restrictions.
We are starting to see a slow recovery that we must support. I really commend UNWTO, his Secretary General, and his team for guiding and leading the sector during these difficult times. No doubt, tourism can be a very important part of the post-pandemic recovery.
I think our organizations have demonstrated an excellent level of solidarity and efficiency throughout this challenge. And we now have a very solid foundation and some excellent motivation to guide our future collaboration. I look forward to seeing just how much progress we can achieve together in the important months ahead.
Also in Madrid, member states voted in person to approve the World Tourism Organization Executive Council's nomination of Mr. Pololikashvili to serve as Secretary General for a second term. On the back of the strongly favorable vote, Mr. Pololikashvili will lead this organization from 2022 to 2025.
Our congratulations again and again to Mr. Pololikashvili.
The Checkpoint is presented by GM Pharma, the first international multinational pharmaceutical company in Georgia. GM Pharma, to serve those who need it most.